Welcome back, everybody, to Homebrew at the Movies. This is Taylor.
This is Phil.
And today we are going to talk about the Wolverine.
The Wolverine.
The second installment of the Wolverine solo series.
Yeah.
And really, the first installment of the solo Wolverine series.
As far as we're concerned. We don't recognize X-Men Origins.
And as far as every other X-Men movie is concerned, it doesn't exist. Didn't exist first class. I saw no references to it in this movie.
There was distinct points where there was a lack of references.
Yep.
We'll get there.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Heads up. So when we rented this, Taylor borrowed the movie from one of our friends, and I did not have a copy with me, so I had to rent it off Amazon Prime. I know.
Whoa.
If you go to Amazon Prime.com/homebrew, you'll get your first $10 free. Maybe.
And if we say that enough times, Amazon will get really annoyed and eventually just give us one.
Yeah, I think.
Right? That's how it works?
That's what I would do.
We pester them.
If I was Amazon. Everybody tweet at Amazon and at Steve Bezos. Bezos? What's his name?
Steve Bezos.
That's not his name, is it?
Are you combining Steve Jobs and Jeff Bezos? Is that what just happened there?
Yeah, everybody tweet one of those guys.
Steve Bezos is their conjoined cells
That's
on a drone.
Form. Yeah.
It's just...
So Jeff Bezos, tweet at him and be like,
At
"Yo,
Jeff
you guys
Bezos.
should give these guys a sponsorship."
Do we really want Amazon? Yeah.
How did I get here?
Yeah,
Where did I come from?
The
Amazon Prime
X-Men
rental.
rated.
Yeah. The triple X-Men parody.
Oh no!
Cut that out. All right, the Prime membership. The Prime rental. So I had to rent one, and there was an unrated version and the PG-13 rated one, and I was like, I'm gonna get the unrated one because I'm worth it. I switched my hair back, and turns out it's not Maybelline.
I
thought maybe it was.
No, he was born with it.
Yeah, it turns out.
Turns out.
We've been wondering for years. Definitive answer now. Not
All right, so you
Maybelline.
watched the unrated version.
Thank you.
Phil.
So I've seen a total of 8 more minutes of this movie. A whole heck of a lot more blood. And heard a whole heck of a lot more F-bombs.
A whole heck of a lot more fricks.
There was a whole lot more frickin' hex, if you know what I mean.
Frickin' heckies, man. This movie was released in 2013, alongside movies such as Man of Steel,
Yeah.
Iron Man 3,
Ooh.
and Thor: The Dark World.
Yeah.
Yuck. Also, Desolation of Smog, the Hobbit movie. Is that the second or the third one?
Ooh. Wait, no, because there was 3, right? I haven't seen any
There's
of them.
3.
No,
You haven't seen any
I saw
of
the
them?
first one, yeah.
Well, they weren't very good. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that going to be our next one?
Yeah, good news.
After Kevin Bacon.
We have 8 series in the can now. Because we want to do Spider-Man, Marvel,
Star Trek,
Batman.
Bacon.
We've talked about the DC ones. We've talked about the Kevin Bacon ones. Off camera, we've talked about Harry Potter. We've talked about ways to get Eric and Morgan on this because we love their beautiful faces and want to hear their beautiful voices over this.
We get to see their beautiful faces. You are not so lucky. You just get to hear their beautiful voices.
Yeah.
So, Desolation of Smog had a $260 million budget.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's a lot of Millerinos.
It's a lot of $1 million Renos. In
That
fact,
is.
not even just Millerinos. The production cost of the Wolverine was only $120 million. So,
Still a lot, much less.
much less. Do you know how much it earned? Wolverine?
I'm going to say 355 because that's what everything earns in this series.
It's true, but it $414 million worldwide.
Okay.
I was like,
Is that
heck a lot of a freaking money.
Is that the highest grossing so far?
I think so, because I think everyone has been ranging 350 to 375.
Yeah.
This, I think, 414. But also we have to consider that 2013 is when I think everything started getting more expensive, and so...
Yeah, that's when they started charging a lot more for popcorn.
Yeah, Well, movie tickets in general were getting more expensive, I believe.
It used to be, you get 2 singles from your parents, you go down to local cinema, you'd slap it down, you'd
walk
be there
over
all
some
day.
broken glass, and then you go barefoot, no shoes, through the snow.
You still got the change to take the Uber home.
All right, so this movie was directed by James Mangold.
Ooh.
Of Girl Interrupted and 310 to Yuma fame.
I knew one of those.
310 to Yuma?
Oh no, I knew both of those.
Yeah, okay. He will go on to direct and write Logan. He did not write this one.
Yeah. Also, I did look up some of the differences between the unrated and the theatrical cut, just make sure I didn't have a lot of new scenes. I had a couple that we'll talk about.
Okay.
But with what this looks like compared to like the theatrical cut, I am really excited for Logan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I'm super excited. I think that James Mangold did a fantastic job directing this movie. And I'm considering what I saw from 3:10 to Yuma, which I loved.
Yeah.
And Logan kind of, I've heard, resembles a sort of Western style feel to it.
That's what I've heard also.
And from like the two images that I've seen.
Yeah.
Sort of. I'm pretty excited. I think that it's gonna, James Mangold is gonna do really, man, that movie's gonna be gold. Don't you?
This is where you come for the punchlines.
Yep.
Hold on, wait, hold on. We'll do a different cut of that. Why don't you give me that joke again, and I'll appreciate it. Come on, give it to me.
No, I think I appreciate the sadness of the first one. No, we're sticking with it. So the screenplay is by Scott Frank. You know,
Ooh.
Marley and Me.
That's where I know that from. Okay.
I got like major Marley and Me.
Oh, for sure. The ending when the samurai robot died. Was that Marley and Me?
Yeah. Yeah, the samurai robot. Based on another series by Chris Claremont.
Marley and Me?
Yeah.
You can't write this stuff, folks. No, I actually really like this series also. This actually has Kitty Pryde in a lot of it too.
Does it really?
In the series, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but Ellen Page is nowhere to be found in this one.
Bullshit!
The hunt for Ellen Page is back on, boys!
Well, she'll never... I don't think she's ever going to appear again for me.
I have good
one
news
movie.
for you.
Really?
Uh-huh.
What? Would that be Days of Future Past? Is that the next one?
I'm not going to tell you.
I feel like that's the only one that makes any sense.
It's in Logan. She dies.
Are you... We're done here. I'm out. So this movie actually was shot in Japan, which I thought was really cool.
It's cool.
Since pretty much all of it takes place in it. It turns
Apparently, you can't shoot a lot in Tokyo.
Really?
Yeah, because for Tokyo Drift, I heard something like... Sorry. We'll put that series on the list, too. For Tokyo Drift, I heard there was a lot of stuff where they weren't allowed to film. So they, like, illegally filmed a lot of shots and then made the movie and then got permission for it or something. Ooh. Yeah, so I've heard it's kind of hard to shoot in Tokyo just because they don't want to shut down.
I guess that makes sense. It'd be, like, really expensive, too.
Yeah.
But apparently
that's what I've heard. I don't know how much.
This film took like 2 or 3 years to shoot because they were in Japan for so long, and probably partially due to that.
Probably.
That's why. So a lot of directors actually turned this movie down because it took so much time. Bryan Singer turned it down.
That sucks.
Yeah, but
I'm sorry.
I like the director for this.
Here's the thing. I was happy with Bryan Singer with his like growth for X-Men and X2. Mm-hmm. So it's weird that like. Whenever it said he was going to be like a possible addition, I'm like, oh, they should have done it. But also, I'm really happy with what they did. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. You know who else was going to potentially direct this movie?
Taika Waititi.
No.
Okay.
Guillermo del Toro.
Are you serious?
I'm 100% serious.
I don't want to see that cut.
Right? There's just a person with eyeballs on their hands.
It's all good. Pan's Logan.
Pan's Labyrinth.
Gan's Labyrinth.
I said Guillermo del Toro almost directed this fucking movie. But he turned it down because of the 2 to 3 years.
That is incredible,
right? I really would love to see them an X-Men movie directed by him. That would be insane. Oh, and filming was postponed for this movie so that Jackman could do Les Mis.
There was...
And I got some really strong Jean Valjean vibes.
I was going to say, there was a couple parts where I was like, ooh.
And then, fun fact, apparently, according to Vulture, it's not a website I follow anymore because I don't... for reasons, but they said that the Wolverine passes the Bechdel test early and often.
Ooh.
So... no soapboxes for me on that. This was also the first 3D release for a 20th Century Fox Marvel movie.
Oh, that's cool.
Nifty. I would not want to see this in 3D.
I did not watch it in 3D. I watched it in the unrated cut.
Don't want to watch any movie in 3D. Just put that out there. Shall we begin?
We shall.
for my list of fun facts.
Oh, we're doing fun facts, or are we going to the scene-by-scene breakdown?
Scene-by-scene breakdown.
Oh. When did the fun facts come in? Just
They already came in. I just did them.
Oh, that was... Those were fun.
I feel
well,
dejected.
Well, here's the thing. I thought you were saying there was fun facts coming, and I was like,
All
we've
right.
already had a blast.
How could there possibly be more?
I'm not ready for more fun.
Well, congratulations, because there is no fun.
Great.
Because there's
Welcome
no
back-
X fade out.
Welcome back to Purely Business with Homebrew. No X fade out.
No X fade out.
What did Origins do to like the source file video that they had of the X fade out?
Oh, they snapped.
So that's-
Dusted.
Yeah,
He got
like,
straight up
doesn't make sense,
dusted.
Like, we only have half the video now.
So we get our opening shot is the sky. It's in Nagasaki, which we find out in a second.
Yes.
I don't know why. Pretty difficult to, decipher. But these planes appear out of nowhere. I don't know if you noticed, but they literally just like plop into existence.
I did not notice that.
Because I rewinded it.
See, here's my thing: is I thought you said the fun facts were done.
What?
Because that was a fun fact
Was it?
with Taylor.
Fun fact.
Hashtag fun fact with Taylor. Play the intro music, Taylor.
Do 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 do.
That's our intro music, not yours. So the planes bop in, apparently out of nowhere. We see everybody running around. That one guy's running around cutting the chains open.
Yep, letting everybody go.
We hear the air raid sirens
Get out of
happening.
here. Yep. And he sees Logan peeking through this little
slit,
little
yeah.
slit in the tunnel. Not the tunnel, in the well
Yeah.
that he's trapped in. And he's like, I thought
The
he was gonna,
upright tunnel.
I thought he was gonna go like attack him
Yeah.
or something, but he like, get out, go. And he's like,
Yeah.
I'll just chill down here. It's
He's
fine.
like, it's a B-92, bub.
Be-
Can't outrun that. Can't outrun what they're bringing. Something
So
like that.
then
I don't know.
the
He says a lot
soldiers, the soldiers are gonna move to do some seppuku.
Yeah.
Our Japanese soldier that we're like focusing on in the scene is about to do it, and then Logan is like, nope. And
Yeah.
like grabs him, throws him into the well, gets blasted into the well following him, and then gets super nuked.
Yeah. Dude gets nuked.
Super nuked.
Straight nuked.
I think somewhere in this scene we get a flash to him turning around and seeing Jean. Him like waking up in like a dream. Yeah.
I think that's after this whole thing.
Is it? Oh, you're probably right.
I think it's after they reveal that he's in fact Logan.
Yeah. Okay, you're right. So he like protects him, puts the door over him, and then the Japanese soldier watches him heal.
Yep.
And is like, "Oh God, what are you?" Freaks out, and Logan's like, "You're fine, dude."
He's like,
Chill.
listen, it's okay. My clothes regenerate with my body. I still understand. I don't know. I understand why they can't like have his clothes just get disintegrated, but it always bothers me when that happens.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then I think Logan says it's not safe out there yet.
Yeah.
So then you have to stay in here.
Yeah.
And then
I think we cut the Gene.
and then we get to the dream.
So this is
The Gene dream. The Gene dream. The dream.
I started doing a different chain and joke in my head, and it didn't pan out. Because I got to the dreamy in a bottle, and I was like, that's not gonna take the road I wanted to go to. So this is the first of like 4 or 5 of these visions he has of Gene.
Mm-hmm.
I liked them. I think
Yeah.
it's one of those things where I wish it had been handled better in the first 3 movies to make these more impactful.
That's exactly what I put down.
But I liked that they were happening.
I have to like force myself to pretend that they did a better relationship build-up.
Yeah, well, that's
because these would have been really good if that had been the case.
or if we hadn't seen 3 in 6 years. You know what I mean?
Also that, yeah.
So if we remembered, oh yeah, they had a thing, and then watched it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do like they got Film Quebec. That was cool.
They got
For the first couple of them though, I was wondering if they were like psychic things, or if it was dreams.
Still kind of.
Yeah, I was
that?
wondering if those were like psychic like flickers or not. You know what I mean? Like
They
that.
might be.
That kind of was something I was thinking about.
I feel like the Phoenix Force is still probably technically out there somewhere, kind of thing.
Well, they didn't do Phoenix Force for her.
Oh,
She was
you're right, I
she like
forgot.
was the Phoenix.
Well, they're probably gonna retcon that too.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah. Who's to say?
Who's to say? And then I think that's when we go to the mountains.
The mountains.
The mountains.
And this was so they did this shot where you like went over a cave wall and you saw he was like inside like a little hovel and he had a little radio and all that stuff. And that was when I was like, this is what we should have had instead of Origins.
Yeah.
Like that exact moment I was like, I'm already way more into this than it was the entirety of Origins.
So much more. Also in this moment I was like, now that is some Jean Valjean hair.
Yep.
24601, am I right?
Oh whoa.
Oh whoa. I was so invested.
Yeah.
And it was so like subtle and well paced, and I really, really appreciated the exposition of this movie.
Yeah. For those of you listening along, she did say exposition, not exposition. That way it fits in with the X-Men theme.
Exposition.
Yeah.
Yes. Correct.
She also crossed her arms when she said it to make the X.
Mm-hmm, yeah. X-Force.
Also, we never talked about the fact that in X-Men Origins, he's leaving the compound and slices an X into the door to kick out the bottom triangle and crawl out.
You're right. You're right.
That's our failure as reviewers, and I'd like to publicly apologize for it now.
Yeah. I understand if you stopped watching us because of that.
And I'm happy you came back.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us. This is Taylor.
This is Phil. And we missed you.
So he goes walking in the woods and sees a bear.
Yeah, bear
takes a piss.
Bear's like, "Sup, dude?" And he's like, "Hey."
They do a bro nod at each other. Yeah. The bear takes a piss because it's manly.
Yeah.
And
Logan's like, "Look what you see."
And he goes to the town, to get some supplies.
I think he just got batteries, but yeah. And then there was the hunters in town being jerks.
You know, classic.
Yeah. There was that one like hassling the cashier, like hunters do, and then the other one like
gotta
fired
show that
his
they're
gun.
bad guys and everything for sure. Fires the gun outside. Gotta show rowdy bad guys, and he's like, "Oh," she asked, "You a hunter?" He's
Not
like,
anymore.
Not anymore. No.
He's like, no, I'm the mayor.
And then we go back to the cave. We hear like a screaming and a gunshot.
Yeah.
And his bear friend.
His bear friend's dead.
His bear friend is dying.
So this was there was two scenes in the first like 20 or so minutes that I could tell were supposed to be emotional for me, but just weren't doing it for me. This was one of them.
Yeah.
And like when he like held the bear and like had to put it out of its misery or whatever, I think it went on for like a minute longer in my version of it, but like it just wasn't doing it for me.
I like
you know what I mean. I
don't know. It might have been longer in your version because I think it was pretty well paced in mine.
Was it?
I will say it took me out of the scene because the bear was animatronic.
Okay.
And it looked real bad.
Gotcha.
And I couldn't get past that. That was hard for me. Because I looked it up. When I was reading about it, they were like, they did CGI for a bunch of stuff. And then for the dying bear, they did an animatronic 12-foot bear.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I see. That explains a lot.
Yeah, no, it was one where, and it wasn't like enough to make me be like, this is a bad movie, but it was like the first scene I recognized where I was like, this just isn't for me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Not the movie as a whole, but just that scene, I was like, I don't think this is. That's fair. It's not grabbing me the way I think they wanted it to. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
But I don't know. So Logan is like super isolated at this point. He's isolated himself. He doesn't. So I think he seeks companionship, but he's in that like Logan mode where he just has to be alone. So when the bear dies, who's been probably someone who's a companion to him, and I think they like emphasize that enough. He's like, I'm done. I can't.
Oh, for sure. And like, I'm not saying like I wanted more time with Bear and Logan or like, you know, like I'm not saying I want any of that. It's just, I don't know. It
should have been a Bear Logan buddy cop movie.
That's the origin movie I want. We got 6 inside. What do you want to do? No, it's too risky. Bear runs off and he's like, here it goes.
This is the side movie I wanted.
Yeah.
Ooh. So then he goes back to the bar, or to the city, to a bar.
Well, he takes that
he takes
arrow
the
tip
arrow.
out, smells it. It's poison.
Poison. And he hears the guy talking about the bear hunt. He's like, I was all alone. I was the only one who survived, and I barely made it out. And Logan's like, You the one with the bear attack? It's like, I'd like to buy this man a drink. Stab!
So that's another one of the scenes that was changed, because in mine, I don't know how much you saw in yours, but in mine, this scene was specifically, to quote the website I read, was more intricate and bloody. And it actually showed like him stabbed through the hand and like pierced through like the table and stuff.
Okay. I mean, it did.
Did it show that stuff?
I don't know if it did it detailed necessarily, but it showed us him stabbing it through the hand and everything. Okay. Very reminiscent of the first class scene where Magneto's like, let me buy these guys a drink, and then stabs them in the hand.
Yeah.
It's like, interesting.
Yeah. I thought that was a good enough scene. I did like that we see Logan just like, it's funny because he a couple times in this movie, I don't know if it was like on purpose or not, but there's times where like what he's saying or doing isn't necessarily intimidating, but you also know he has the aura of somebody who like
has seen some shit.
You don't want to like fuck with either way. So even though he's like saying things that aren't that intimidating, it's still like, I should probably not. Mm-hmm.
And this is where
Yukio.
Yukio.
Is it Yukio? I thought it was Yuriko.
No, it's Yukio.
Yukio, okay.
No, there was a line when he had his arrow stabbed in the guy's hand, and he's like, tell me, where'd you find it? I asked you a question. Where'd you find it? And he's like, or ask me where I found it. He's like, where'd you find it? He said, funny you should ask.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead, ask me. Ask me. Where'd you find it? Funny you should ask.
I love Logan has some really good one-liners in this. I really appreciate it.
Jumping ahead a little bit. He's like, how'd you know there's a pool down there? I didn't. I like that line a lot too.
Oh yeah, I quoted that one later too. Oh, and then so Yukio comes in like Deadpool Yukio?
I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah. See, here's the thing.
Similar,
I thought it was Yuriko, so that's why I didn't think that. But when you said Yukio, I was like, oh shit, is it the same one?
And they have this. I mean, Yukio in Deadpool also is like a swordsman, right?
Yeah.
Huh. So maybe that was a tie-in there.
She's a hashtag Blade Girl.
Hashtag. Wow. I can't remember the word for it in anime, but there is like a Fujukata or something like that.
I trust you.
Yep. It's a Japan according to Taylor.
I wish anybody could have seen the face you just made at me.
Me too. Welcome back to This Whole Movie is Japan according to Taylor.
And Phil's here too. The whole scene with her like explaining the sword and then like doing her little spin moves around the bar. Mm-hmm. That was the other scene where I was like, I might not be into this. That is something that feels a little extra to me throughout the whole movie. Yeah.
It's just like sprinkled in. I'm like, it's a little too much in just moments. Like it was almost perfect.
Yeah.
And then it was just too much.
Yeah.
Like in the ninja scenes, they do these random like side flips and everything. And I was like, okay, but they really didn't need to do that. But at this point, I think she calls him like, she's like, you are a soldier, Logan. You are a soldier. She says it like 4 times.
Yeah.
And then she says, you seek an honorable death. You are a man who's in pain.
Yeah.
And I think that strikes Logan deep.
It does.
Deep in his heart. And he's like, yeah, you're right. I gotta go to Japan. I gotta go. And that's when we see that Yukio can see the future too.
Yeah, because she's like, don't worry about this guy. Or all 3 of them die in the same truck or something like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Does she? I wonder if she knows when she dies. Did she mention seeing that?
No. I
bet she could though.
She might. Well, she says, I only know when others die or something, but I don't think she was talking about that she couldn't see her own. Mm-hmm. I don't know. She had a line that was something like, I can only see when others, or I don't know. I feel like if she had seen her own death, they would have made a chance to like say something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's one of those lines that like is edgy enough. They should, oh man, she knows when she dies, and they'd like talk about it a lot. I think if that was a thing, they would have brought it up.
Probably. So when I can't remember if it's when he's getting like off the plane or something, but the like skater beeps and he's like, hip replacement.
Yeah.
Because he's an old man. It makes sense.
In the comic you're talking about that this is based off of, we see that he has a card from like the government that's like, your metal detector's going to go off. Just let me through. Which makes a lot of sense in like a comic from the 70s, but nowadays not a thing you would get.
Nope. It doesn't hold up necessarily anymore.
Did you have a scene where they were driving to the airport?
What happened?
So like she was talking about how like he's in pain and he's like she says you're in pain, he says I'm not in pain, and she says a man who has nightmares every night.
Yeah, that was the car
pain?
scene
Yeah.
that I mentioned.
Okay.
Yeah. Where she was like, you
seek an
seek an honorable death. Mhm.
Okay. I like that line a lot, so I wanted to talk about it.
Yeah, I liked it too.
It's quite nice.
Oh, the metal direct detectors were when he was going into the estate.
Yes.
Yashida? Is that what it is? Yashida?
Listen, I needed you to do all these pronunciations because
I just can't remember. Like
Phil's going to get us in trouble in this episode.
The name was, oh no. Logan gets scrubbed. Scrub-a-dub-dubbed.
I liked
boy in
that
the
a lot.
tub.
Yeah. He had like his boots off and like a pair of flip-flops next to him. And then the guy comes up and is like, put on. And he's like, too small. And the guy takes his shoes and walks away and he goes, they're too small. and then I like the bass scene a lot.
Yeah.
He's like, all right. I can get that bit. I can do that part.
So I think he sees Mariko talking to her grandpa, and then Mariko comes out and she's like talking to Yukio, and she says he can't go in like looking like that, and that's what spawns the tub scene. There we go. the
tub
sub
plot.
scene. The tub plot. And then he comes out of the looking all nice and not clean shaven, but shaven.
Yeah.
And Yukio's like, you look nice. And he says, I feel violated.
And then we see Shingen for the first time, right?
What? Who?
Shingen? The dad?
Mariko's dad?
Yeah.
I can remember his name. Because I said it like one time and I did not know. Shingen, is that what it was?
I think so, yeah. And he's doing like samurai stuff. And then Logan says, he's good.
He's okay.
He's all right.
That's because she's better. Spoiler alert. The hospital bed? Cool as heck.
I also wrote sweet high-tech hospital bed.
Yeah.
Sweet.
It was pretty sweet. It looks comfy, actually.
Uh-huh.
Weirdly enough.
It's one of those ones where
things.
So it's like the thing, you used to put your face in it and like push on the knees.
Yes, exactly. Like you put a handprint. Like your
and you
face
try to like pull it off all slow so it wouldn't shift back.
That's exactly how I imagined that felt. I think that's kind of what they were going for a little bit. Only it had a mind of its own. When they start having the healing conversation, they're like, I want your healing thing. And he's like, I can't. That's not how that works. And he's like, we can pass it on to me. And then he says, what they did to me. But hasn't he always had the regeneration power?
Yeah.
So why did he say that?
I don't know.
That was a weird line. I felt maybe you would be able to explain it.
Yeah, I did. There was a line in there I liked a lot, though, when he says a man can run out of things to live for. Mm-hmm. I like that line.
Yeah.
And then Shingen slaps the shit out of his daughter. And then she goes to, like, run away, and Logan stops her.
Yep.
Yeah. Sorry, not just run away. Goes to...
Potentially jump off a side
jump into a bad place. That's like 40 feet
into
down.
a bad place. Yeah. Oh, and in the hospital we see a blonde woman who's notably American.
Yeah.
And obviously we're supposed to pick up that she's an important character.
So I thought they said her name was Dr. Gray when she first walked in, and I was like, God damn it.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know what her name actually ended up being.
I just know she's Viper.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
I don't think they ever said her real name again or called her Viper.
Apparently they did a lot of post-production dubbing for her part.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't pick up on it
I didn't either.
in the middle, but that's what I was reading.
Oh.
Because originally it was supposed to be Jessica Biel. And then they had to find a new role. Find a new actress for the role. And I don't know what else she's been in. Her name is Svetlana.
She looked really familiar, but her IMDb showed me nothing.
Not a fan, personally.
Yeah?
I was not really a fan.
Well, that was the thing, too. You know what I think it was? I think she kept almost looking like Uma Thurman. I think that's the thing.
Uma Thurman and someone else.
Yeah, she kept having like she'd look at the camera a specific way, and I'm like, is that? It's not. I think that's who I kept thinking she was.
It'd be cool if it was Uma. It'd be I'd be more interested. I think that was one of the weakest parts of the movie for me was the character of Viper.
I didn't get why she was there.
No, I think she was a weak villain. Very weak villain.
Jumping ahead a bit, so she's only there to put that bug inside of Logan, which Shingen could have just bought from somewhere or something. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then later on, I don't know what she does because even like she poisons Shingen for like 5 minutes and leaves, and then he still comes out.
Yep.
I don't know. There was times where I don't think she was necessary. I don't know why she was in it really to begin with.
I think she could have been good, but and this comes back to my issues with the third act of the movie was that they didn't develop her at all at the end. They just had her there for like a cool fight. Her bit was definitely lackluster. Not a fan. We'll get there. And then we have another Jean dream, I think, because he like refuses to transfer the healing power, and then Yukio is like, okay, we'll stay here for the night. We'll have a plane ready for you tomorrow. Yeah. So he goes to sleep there, and then he starts having a Jean dream again. And I was like, man, these dreams would be so much more impactful if I cared about Jean and Logan, even in the slightest.
See, it's funny because I like that she's back because I like her actress.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not even as like she's a lot better in this movie. I just liked her in that role. I thought she was good in it.
Gotcha.
Because like even like in this movie, she was doing great with a better writer and director. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like I loved her in this movie.
Yeah. There
wasn't enough like caring about her retrospectively to make me like her that much more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then she like rolls on top of him, and then he wakes up kind of, and Viper Lady's on top of him.
Yeah, we see that she's on top of him. Gives him a little smooch.
A little smooch. And then hawks a loogie in him.
He's like, oh god. He wakes up and he's like, oh, must be having a hallucination.
Having a weird dream. Yeah, see, that's the thing is because I thought they said that her name was Dr. Gray. I thought he just like switched over to dreaming about that. So like it took me a bit to realize that she had done anything to him.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Just because I was like, that was a weird ass dream sequence. Why are we even doing this? You know what I mean? But I was like, oh, you're watching extended cut. You know what I mean?
It took me a while to realize that she did anything too, because later when they like looked at the scan of what was inside of his heart, I was like, oh. It actually did take me by surprise, which I appreciated.
Did you have a scene with her and Bow Guy where she's like, I stopped his healing, that's free to take him out or something? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I don't remember the guy's name either. Or the guy who...
Well, when she said I stopped his healing, I was like, how'd she do that? How could she have possibly done that? That's crazy. So I don't know. I liked that. It took me... Because it showed us those little buggy boys in the first scene when you saw the hospital, but I'd forgot about them. Yeah. And then we saw the empty jars, and I was like, oh, those little bug guys are gone.
I had also forgotten about them.
I wonder where those could be. And then they showed, and I was like, oh!
Well, it's because I know they showed them on the grandfather's heart.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Oh.
They did like a pass x-ray of it, and he looked at it and saw it, and then looked at the bugs in the jar. And then later on they show him, and I was like, I'm still not sure what that's used for. Right?
I must have missed that completely, because this whole like sequence, I was like, oh shit.
But then he wakes up, runs outside, and the grandfather just died.
Yep. He just died, and she's like, I didn't see this, and she's never wrong. And we're like, oh, I guess she's wrong this time.
And also later in the movie.
JK. Not wrong. So we have the funeral time. It's all very uncomfortable.
So I wrote, Logan funeral outfit unlocked. I dig that outfit a lot.
No, it was good. Yeah. He looked very dapper.
He did.
Very dapper.
He looked quite nice.
Very. Very nice.
Very nice.
Michael Fassbender will have a lasting impression on us.
You looked very nice, Logan.
Whenever we do an Ian McKellen thing at the end, now it's just going to be Scottish. So get ready for the end of this movie.
Yeah, Homo sapiens.
Yeah. Logan. Logan.
Why would I trust you? You know what?
But you trust him. So everything's very tense and uncomfortable at the funeral. He meets Mariko's father, I think. And Yukio was like,
Shingen. That's
Shingen?
Yeah.
And she's like, bow. Bow.
Yeah.
He's like,
yeah. He's like
the slightest little bow. And the procession is happening, and then we see like the monks that are there.
Well, we saw.
Oh, and the
bow guy was up on the roof.
Arrow boy, on top of the roof.
Yep. And then I noticed later, I was like, is he supposed to be there, or is everyone at this funeral dumb?
Right.
You know what I mean? Because there was those times like in the background, you can see him like look over.
I was like, there's like a bunch of trimmed yakuza and the Black Clan ninjas and everything here. Somebody probably notices them.
Yeah, well, I was like, he's probably. I didn't know if he was a bad guy that Logan was like, nah, he's probably fine, or if everyone's like, yeah, just let him play. Like, I didn't know what the deal was.
No, it was really weird. I'm like, because he was there to protect Mardigo, I guess, and I was also working for the Viper lady and the grandpa.
Or was he there to kidnap her?
I have no idea.
I don't understand his subplot at all in this movie.
No, it's kind of unclear. I like him, but I wish they'd given us a little bit clearer.
I wish
depth.
they had merged whatever he was doing with Viper and made like one good character in that role that would have eventually switched to be.
Yeah, I think it would have been cool
side.
if like the bow guy had been like a Viper-esque person and just cut Viper.
A bad dude.
Cut Viper, make him like her powers, but with like the part of the villain squad, but like with good intentions kind of thing.
Or just as a guy that uses poisons.
Or that.
Because that's the other thing too, is I liked how often he was fighting people that weren't mutants in this one.
Mm-hmm.
It was cool that he was, that's the thing that I liked about that comic series too, is like, he was getting his ass kicked by just like normal samurais and stuff.
I did read that where Logan was like thrown because he wasn't even fighting mutants. He was just fighting samurai who were just better than him.
Yeah. So like I liked that take on all that stuff.
That's true. So it would have been cool if, this would have been a lot better of a movie without Viper.
Yeah.
Just completely.
Yeah.
I don't really see the point of her at all.
Yeah.
Huh. Ugh.
Or just have her like chained up and he's like harvesting her poison or something. I mean, like all kinds of. I don't know.
It's unfortunate. That's a little strike for me.
Quite.
Oh, and she was filming the whole thing. Why was she filming it?
I don't have any idea.
I thought they were going to answer that later.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be like a thing where like, look, this man came here and started killing all these people. Like I thought it was like to frame Logan for something, but it was
literally.
Legitimately not for anything.
Was it to like show the grandpa who was still alive later on what was happening? But wouldn't it just be on TV? Because there's probably a bunch of film crews because it's a famous family.
You could have had it like playing on a TV later on by like the robot samurai. So we're like, what the hell is that playing there for? You know what I mean?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Okay. Another little tick.
Do you think we should be writing these movies?
I think that we should at least be editing them. I'm Skip Woods, and I'm going to skip on over the script. Disappointed.
Oh, boy. Okay. And we're back.
I liked a lot of the attack scenes on this.
Oh, I loved the
fight scenes?
Yeah.
And most of them were pretty damn exciting.
There's only two scenes there's only two fights I didn't like, and we'll get there.
So they go to escape on the bullet train.
Well, real fast. So in this funeral scene, he sees a couple of the monks, and then later he sees one of the monks walking with Mariko. Was that her name?
Mariko, yeah.
Yeah. And he like goes to reach for something and sees there's like a tattoo up his arm.
And he's like, that's weird. Monks don't have tattoos.
So he like,
I know everything about Japan's culture.
Like, actually, in my mangas, I read that. So he runs up and they're like, he can't be up there. And he's like, wait. And they're like, you can't be up there. And everyone's getting mad at him. And then instead of letting them just like take Logan away to stop causing the scene, instead they open fire and just start killing people.
Yep. Well, he like faces off with one of the monks.
Yeah.
And then is like, I think the monk can tell that he's going to be like, he's about to start shit. So he starts it first.
Yeah. There was the thing I liked about this is it wasn't just like Logan cutting into people. I like there was a lot of like him like stabbing someone's arm to like throw the punch somewhere else. There was a lot of really cool use of his claws in this scene.
I agree.
For this whole movie, actually. Like, there's just a lot of good use of his claws.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't just like stab, dead, stab, dead.
Right. It wasn't just stab,
it was more
cut,
finesse
stab. There was,
to it.
there was that one where he, like, grabbed the guy, like, by the leg, threw it, and then, like, flipped him off the bridge. Like, there was just a lot of cool... Yeah, like, it's just, you're right. It's just a lot of good finesse with
Stripping and finesse.
Yeah, just...
You know it.
Just...
You know
it. I know it. Everybody knows.
So basically, he's like chasing after Mariko and trying to protect her. At some point, they manage to
Guy is killing Yakuza
Yes.
this entire time?
I don't know who's Yakuza and Black Clan at this point, though.
That's a real good point. I forgot about Black Clan, like, 1,000%. Who was that? Shingen's people, or was that
No, that was the Bogai's people.
Okay, I assume
who were protecting the grandpa, because that's the whole people that were like trying to stop Logan at the end of the movie. That like shot arrows at him and
Gotcha.
yeah,
Okay.
That's Black Clan. Yakuza is like Japanese mafia.
Well, I knew that. I just forgot who Black Clan was. Yeah. So
I don't know.
I assume he wasn't shooting them.
It was a little convoluted. The Yakuza versus Black Clan versus
Logan.
Because I don't know. I don't really know what Yakuza's plan was, or like what was their motivation.
I think. Well, so the one guy hired them to kidnap. I'm assuming kill.
Shingen did, right?
Yeah, Shingen hired them too.
Her dad.
Yeah, her dad and fiance, I believe.
Yeah, her dad and her fiance.
Yeah,
I
believe they hired the Yakuza, and then
her.
Black Clan wanted to
protect her?
have her not die.
Which makes sense. Okay, all right, I get that. So like they hired the Yakuza not only to like attack her, but also to almost boost their reputation. Because I remember at one point Shingen went up to the cameras and was like, "This was an attempt at me trying to crack down on."
You're right.
Oh, the fiance actually, because he's the
that was the fiance.
He
was like, "This is just them retaliating with me trying to crack down." Yeah.
So that they were in cahoots, which I had a feeling that was the case. I like knew pretty early on. I called it. I can show you my notes to prove it. But I called that.
Hold on, screenshot. We're gonna put them up. We're gonna look at the screen.
Shingen and her fiance, I was pretty certain were bad dudes.
Yeah.
And I.
Couple of bad apples, if you ask me.
Pretty early, I think I called that the grandpa was too. I was like, I'm gonna be really sad if he is, but I think that the grandpa's a villain.
Yeah.
Because when they said he died, I was like, that's a little too convenient.
No, she would have seen it.
She would have seen it.
She's never wrong.
So I'm a pat on the back for my validation.
You're about 3 feet away from me, so I'm not going to do it. But later.
Spiritually, it's happening.
Here you go. Pat.
The fight on the top of the bullet train, sweet as heck.
I liked it. I think it was funny because there was like that like build up at first, and I was like, "This is going on way too long." And then like seconds later, I was like, "I like this a lot."
Well, then I don't know what. I wish we'd watched the same cut because I don't know how long your scenes were compared to mine.
It's funny because in my head I was like, "Well, this will be good because we can talk about them," and then now I'm like, I forget which scenes were different.
Yeah, because I don't know. I check out during action scenes sometimes.
Yeah.
But it seemed pretty good to me. And the ending was like when he flew and stabbed.
Yeah.
I was like, nice.
That stuff, yeah. The original, like inside the bullet train, there's that fight scene like in that closet I liked a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And again, that was just cool where he was using his claws like as it was just nice to see him use them not as just like stabby bits, but like he would like use them to like push in other people and stuff. I dug that.
Yeah. We get a moment after that of Shingen talking to Yukio, and I think he says, "You are a toy doll for a girl, a companion for someone who has outgrown you."
Yeah.
And I was like,
"Don't forget that." Oof. I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry if you kill that guy later."
At this point, I said this doesn't really feel like a superhero movie to me. This just feels like a really
that's
action flick.
That's why I wish it wasn't a mutant behind like the bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
It's because then it wouldn't have had to have been a traditional action movie. It wouldn't have to have been a superhero movie. It could have just been a more like fish out of water story for Logan,
which I think they were trying to do. And then so Bryan Singer and somebody else were involved in Days of Future Past.
Yeah,
and I read that they were in cahoots with Mangold, James Mangold, is that his name? To try to like groove them together a little bit more.
Yeah.
So that's why the post credits or mid credit scene happened.
Yeah.
To try to like groove it into the next movie a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of why more mutant-y stuff happened.
Yeah, and it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I wish that. But that's the other thing too. Is like if Magneto was the first like mutant he had seen in that many years, to be crazy.
Crazy. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they're all in hiding at this point. Almost.
Yeah.
How did X3 end?
With a lot of people dying.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But I don't remember like if the mutants went back into hiding. If people were like, I think a lot of them were like cured. Actually.
Yeah.
A lot of them had the cure at that point.
Yeah. Well, either way, I don't think there's any other big bad mutants.
Yeah.
You
And there's
know.
also, I feel like a lot of more mutants are like toned down and like subtle.
Yeah.
At this point.
Yeah, I think now we just have the mutants that like can write on walls and shit.
Yeah.
It's not the like blink to make people's heads explode kind.
Yeah, probably not.
We don't have any more class 4 mutants.
Oh, and then we see in the train, that's when we see Logan bleeding.
Yep.
He can't stop.
I dug. Oh, that's the thing too in the funeral scene is when he got shot and like just took a knee and like was rattled for a minute. I liked that a lot, and I was like, are they showing him like starting to take pain? Because I like that. And then when it ended up being a plot device later, I still liked it. Mm-hmm. But at first, I was like, I like that he's like feeling pain. I thought that was cool. And there's a scene where like he's on top of the bullet train. He stops at the window right above the girl, and he looks in, and she's just sitting there reading a magazine. And then he walks up all bloody later. And, like,
she's like, "What happened to you?"
And she's like, "What took you so long?" He's like, "We gotta get off."
And they're walking down. He's like, "Where's downtown?" And she's like, "This way."
Yeah, she's like 3 blocks this way, and he's like, "We stop here then."
Yeah, he's like, "That's the nice part of town." She's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "All right, we're stopping here."
Yeah.
And it's like that's the hotel is like a love suite.
Well, yeah, she's like,
and this is the most.
She's like, "This is a love hotel." Yeah.
This is the most like fan fiction AU shit.
Yep. Because it's hold on.
I want to let you know that this is legit fan fiction tropes that frequently happen.
It was dungeon, nurse's office, or mission to Mars, and they chose mission to Mars.
Yikes.
Where do you plan on sleeping? I don't.
Amazing. And then he passes the F out.
Well, yeah. Well, he's talking to Jean, and then she's like, "You're losing your grip."
Mm-hmm.
And then he turns around. That girl has a gun. That guy has a gun. Goes to shoot him, but I think he like cuts the gun or something, and then eventually he falls off. And then those 2 thugs he kept looking at start kicking the shit out of him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wait. I don't. Was that in my?
So the extended cut. I don't know. So he goes up the balcony after the whole. I don't.
He was on the balcony in mine.
Yeah, and then he looks down like there's these 2 thugs like look up. They start like saying stuff and like walking away, and then he like starts talking to Jean. He looks down and they're coming back the other way. He starts talking to Jean again. They come back, and then he like crosses to a different side of the balcony to see where they keep walking to, and then she's like leaning against the wall and she says, "Logan, you're losing your touch." And he turns around, and then Jean turns into that guy holding a gun. And then they scuffle. Then he pushes him off the roof.
Maybe either I checked out for that, which is possible, or he just passed out in mine from the pain.
Like off the balcony.
Maybe it didn't. I think it just showed him like falling.
Gotcha.
Like not necessarily off of the balcony, but
just poop
sideways kind of thing.
Okay.
Just from the pain, which I liked.
Yeah.
I liked that he was just passing out.
He was all kinds of delirious from the pain. And then when he's on the ground, the 2 thugs like start tasing him.
I don't think that happened.
Yeah.
No.
And then like the guy who's like, "Any last words before you die?" and like holds a gun up to him, and then gets fucking hit with a throwing knife from our girl.
No.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
No, that part definitely didn't happen.
Yeah.
I think that what happened was in
Did they talk about her being like good at throwing knives?
Yeah, she is. I don't remember when they started talking about that, but they definitely show that in my cut.
Okay.
But what happens is he like collapses, and then when he wakes up, he's in the like down basement or whatever. getting worked on by the vet
Gotcha.
student.
Yeah, because that's what that leads to is the...
Yeah, immediately after he falls.
Yep.
It's like that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's pretty different, actually.
So you didn't have a Jean Grey scene there?
I did.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
I think. I'm not completely sure. It all blurs together.
Hey. She's all in one big blur.
Yeah. And then, she says, he says, is he a doctor? She's like, sort of. He's a vet student for large animals. I liked that.
Well, because a Wolverine is considered a large animal.
Right.
So it makes sense.
Yeah. Well, duh.
Sorry. I thought we were just talking.
And then we get... So he's working on him, stitching him up. He's like, he only cut you twice or a couple times when he was stitching you back up. He's like, where am I? Why am I here? And then we cut to Viper Girl just walking down the streets of Tokyo. This guy calls out to her and is like, hey, how much? And she smooches him and he dies. Yeah. And nobody's like, huh, that's bad.
I was like, hey, we should do something about that.
And they were like, this is a normal thing that happens on the streets of Tokyo. And then she meets up with Archer Boy and they have like a battle of who's gonna slam who against the wall.
Yeah.
She's like, I'll kill you, bitch. And she's like, bitch, I'll kill you.
Bitch, I'll kill you back.
Just a little breath on his wound.
Yeah.
She's pretty.
Well, doesn't she like make the wound and then like?
Yeah, she does like a nail like scratch and then.
Yeah. See, that's the this whole time I just didn't care about either of them. So that scene, I was like,
I kind of liked the Archer guy. At least definitely more than the Viper.
I liked him when I was like, oh, is he like an ally?
Yeah.
And then when this whole double crossing started, I was like, I don't care anymore.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Because this was when she was like, I blocked the healing. How come you didn't take him out? And then he was like, I don't know.
That's basically what happened.
Yeah.
So he's like, I don't know. She's like, do it, bitch. And he's like, fine.
Okay.
I guess
Yeah,
I definitely will.
I'll go do that now.
And that was basically that whole scene. Oh, and then, so they're traveling to, like, the south of Japan, where her family house was, and he's like, they're gonna look for you there. And she's like, not here.
Yeah.
And I don't see why they wouldn't look for her there, considering...
I mean, if she had been like, this wasn't a house he, like, bought or something, that'd be different.
Mm-hmm.
But she's like, no, it's a family house. They're not gonna look for me here. He's okay.
Surprise, bitch, it's your family!
Knock, knock.
Knock, 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 let's go around that track. It's the ox.
Welcome back. Is this where she makes up the little stew?
Yeah.
And we see that
from the mountains and from the sea.
That Hugh Jackman has some goins on him.
Goins?
Those fucking veins that are running down his biceps.
Also noted, I don't think we said, but this house is just outside of Nagasaki.
Hot damn. Taylor.
Hot cross buns. Hot damn buns.
Those are some hot arms.
Toasty.
Yeah, I'm still on this.
Right. This house is just outside of Nagasaki. You can see, like, where...
Yeah.
Like, ground zero was, essentially, for it from the house, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
They have a discussion about what her grandfather told her that caused her to run out into the rain and get slapped by her daddy-o.
Yeah.
And she says, I'm going to become the most powerful person in Japan, because he gave her everything.
Yep. There's an extra scene here. It's a flashback to the little... the upright tunnel you were talking about earlier. And it's the grandfather trying to give Logan his sword.
Well, that's when they're walking around the town. So
is
this is after this scene.
Because there was an extra scene somewhere. I probably missed it. Oh, there was... Yes, sorry. Earlier there was an extra flashback scene. When he starts calling him... What was the word she was using that means monster?
Oh, Kaijin? No.
No, isn't that just white guy?
That's Gaijin, which is... Kaijin, I think, is from Pacific Rim.
That's kaiju.
I've never... Oh. Wow, I'm mixing up everything.
Yeah.
Gaijin is foreigner. Gaijin means
Turns out Japan, according to Taylor, is a sham! Welcome back to Home Brew Tabloids.
I'm a fake.
Taylor's a fraud!
This is Taylor's Inquirer of Japan. Taylor's
Welcome back to-
International Enquirer.
Japan wishes, according to Taylor. I don't know what that was supposed to mean.
I don't either.
I had my moment in the sun and I lost it.
It's true. Gaijin means foreigner.
Yeah. So yeah, they cut back to the first time the dad or the grandfather calls him that.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, "It still looks like you've seen a lot of wars." And then Wolverine says, "Too many fucking wars."
Oh, yep. This was an extra scene. Definitely wasn't in mine.
Hey, yeah.
It's not quite PG-13. Not quite.
Not quite.
Not quite, you Homo sapiens.
There's no parental guidance here.
You Homo sapiens and your PG-13 movies.
Your Homo sapiens and your MPAA ratings.
Oh, and then I wrote Dad and Fiance, obviously evil.
Yep.
Cut it.
Yeah.
Oh, and then there's a girl calling out to Mariko a woman calling out to Mariko in the morning. Did they sleep together yet?
No, this is not. This is okay. So that you're talking about the tree in the road thing, right?
Yeah. Where we get to see Hugh Lumberjackman again. Round 2. This is the only callback
This
they
is
allowed.
the only callback to Origins. So yeah, there's a knock at the door, and Logan's like, "Don't answer that." She's like, "I answer the door." I answers the door. The girl's like, "It's a tree in the road. We could use some help." Looks at Logan, and Logan starts like flexing. He's like, "What am I supposed to do about it?" Cut to him doing something about it.
Yeah.
Single-handedly breaking this tree apart. And then that's when he goes over to the little like bunker memorial thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what they were
And
walking
then
around.
that's when we flash back to
Yep.
the grandfather and him getting out of the cave. Or the upright tunnel.
The well.
The very good. And he was like, "Take the sword." He was like, "No, you keep it. Give it to me later." Mm-hmm. Which is...
it was... I really liked that scene.
Yeah.
Because it provided more... Because they were like... I don't know. I didn't get like... They had one moment in the beginning between them, and then this provided more background.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I think I
everything.
had one or two extra flashback scenes with them, so I was vibing on that
Okay.
relationship.
Yeah, I mean, I liked him for what I saw, so that was cool.
So she's like, "Where it goes, about to start raining." Boom! It starts raining. They get back to the house.
No, we had a good line while they were walking first.
What's that?
So she like helped him back from his war flashback, basically.
Yeah. she's
then
like, "Hey, buddy."
My grandfather always loved this place because he said that like everything comes back. And then she said, everything finds peace eventually. Maybe even you.
Aw,
And I liked that a lot.
that is cute.
I think the dialogue in this movie was really good.
I did. This was the first movie where I was really into the dialogue.
Mm-hmm. And then we go back to the house.
Yeah, and then it's about to start raining. Starts raining. They get there, soaking wet. Their clothes are also soaking wet.
What are you gonna do with soaking wet clothes, Phil? You
Obviously
gotta take
change
them
to-
off. You're gonna get a cold.
You gotta change into robes. And an uncultured Wolverine doesn't know how to tie his robe. She walks over there because start helping him. Sees his huge Ackman. And they go and get it. They go and get it popping, ladies and gentlemen.
I did say that this one movie, with not even a full movie amount of time of their relationship building, is better than all 3 movies of Gene and Logan's relationship.
See, here's the thing: is I didn't think of that as like them falling in love. I thought it was they were both like, "Let's do this."
Well,
You know what I mean? I didn't see it as like a relationship building. I thought it was just them like, "What else are we gonna do tonight?" You know what I mean?
I did see it as relationship building.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah. Especially because later they kind of confirmed that. Especially because later he's like, "I found something to live for. It's this girl that I'm not gonna be with."
I missed that line.
But I mean, it's not love yet, but it's like, it's a good.
Well, yeah. I'm sorry. I guess at that point it was. I didn't think it was like, oh, they're in love now. Because
It was still
it was
relationship
attraction.
building though.
Yeah. Okay.
And it was
Sorry.
still
What
better.
I meant to be saying was I don't think they were like boom in love yet.
Right,
So-
which is pretty much what they did with Gene and Logan.
Well, they did the opposite of it for Gene and Logan because it was like they're in love and also they're about to kiss for the first time.
Yeah.
And then Scott comes up and he was like, "Hey, Mariko's my girl."
She wouldn't be my girl if I had to tell you that.
But also she's
stay
my
away
girl.
from my girl. No, but their development. That just goes to show how bad the writing was in the other one, at least for like character dynamics.
Yeah.
That this one movie could develop that better than.
Yeah, and well, that's the thing too. Is I guess again, this is just me not saying things correctly the first time. I liked that it was they went to that. Now like, oh, I'm really falling for you. Oh, you too. I think they're just like, yeah, it's happening.
Let's bang.
This.
Let's do it.
Yeah. We got a quarter of a mattress on the floor. Let's do this.
They had a cute morning too.
Yeah. And then
I was like, oh, so she gonna die now too? Like, two have died to further his man pain. Third woman in the fridge. Let's go. I was ready for it.
Well, one of those we don't know has happened.
You're true. That's true.
One is not confirmed. They do it, as the kids say.
They do it.
Fall asleep. There's another Jean Grey scene here. I liked a lot.
I just assume he just dreams about her every time
he
sleeps.
I really like the Jean flashbacks, I think.
I do too.
Yeah.
I don't remember what this one was, but
Well, I like this one because it was like Jean laying next to him where she was. I think she's wearing the same nightgown too. She rolls over. Also, I think she wears that nightgown through the rest of it.
oh yeah.
Yeah. So she rolls over and she was like, "What do you think you're doing? This isn't going to end well. Everyone you love dies."
That's right.
Yeah. And then there's a giant robot samurai that attacks.
That was crazy.
So then Wolverine puts his claws out, and then they wake up, and Mariko is like, just chilling. She handles it real well.
Yeah, she does. Oh, this is the moment I messaged you, and I was like, "Goddamn, Dream Jean."
How about we don't do this?
But she's very calm.
Yeah.
She's like,
hey,
man.
Tiger.
hey, bud. Hey, champ.
I think this is when we hear the story that the grandfather told, which is like, there's... she's like, I used to have bad dreams and run into my parents. They'd tell me to get over and go back to bed. My grandfather's a different story. He said there was whatever the word they kept using instead of monster. I don't remember what it is.
I can't
she's like, it's a monster, but he uses his claws to protect you and keep you safe instead of to hurt you. And then he'll, if it's bad, he'll come back or something like that. It was a cute story.
Interesting.
I also wrote down Logan is easily the worst spooning partner.
Yeah. I wouldn't feel like super comfy sleeping with that.
Well, he's also made out of metal. So even if it wasn't he's going to wake up and slash the open air at some point, like when you get up to go get a glass of water. Mm-hmm. He wakes up, right? Oh, no.
Kuzuri.
What is it?
Kuzuri.
Ah, yes.
It means Wolverine. Just like Kuekwatsu.
It means Howls at the Moon. I thought they said it means monster.
I think I do remember her saying it means Wolverine. But I think it probably could potentially interchange. A lot of Japanese words do, so that would make sense.
Yeah.
Kuzuri. Kuzuri. That
sounds right?
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah. And then they go back to sleep and we see Yuriko wake up. And she's like, Logan. This is not very Raven, if we're being honest.
Not so Raven at all.
However, it is the future that she can see. Logan wakes up. Mariko's gone.
We hear yelling.
Yeah, she's like, Logan. And he's like, what's going on? And she's like, Logan.
Come on.
What's going on? And she's like, Logan, I'm being taken. He's like, where am I? What's going on? And she's like, Logan.
He's like, oh, my girl.
Someone's here.
And then he chases after her. And he's like jumping across these buildings. Yeah. And I'm like, you are not immune to pain anymore.
No.
These lands would destroy your knees.
He is acting like that too, though.
No, but like they'll crunch him up.
Oh yeah,
those knees get all crunched up.
Well, he's also his bones are still made out of adamantium, though.
That's true.
Or coated in it, not made out of it. I don't know.
Yeah, coated in
since his regeneration is blocked, couldn't the adamantium not take because like it constantly poisoned whoever was inside of? And like his regeneration was fixing that?
Is that how it worked?
Was that how that worked?
Is that how Wolverine Origins explained it?
I don't remember.
Or doesn't matter because that's not a movie that exists anymore.
Both? Anyways, so yeah, no, I think that's fine because he has the adamantium boons.
So they leave. And
Gets
he like
shot in the leg.
Yes, he does. But he takes down one of them.
Yeah, throws him out of the car
Yep.
and then leaves.
And then he's like, "Where are they? Where is she?
Where is she?
Where is she?" And he's like, "I'm not gonna tell you. I work for." What? I don't remember what he said.
I think he says I work for the Yakuza. I'm not gonna tell you something.
And then he's like, "You're gonna tell me." Stab. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna tell you."
So I'm gonna tell you so hard. Yeah.
And an Audi rolls up.
Yeah.
Yukio's here.
Beep, beep,
What's
loser.
up? Get in, loser. We're going killing. Oh, and she sees him approaching, like limping, but all radiating a rageful aura. And she's like, "Oh shit." I think she says, "Oh no," but really, we all know.
Because it is Narubo. Is that the guy's name?
I think so.
Yeah.
Narubo.
Yeah.
But she's like, "Logan, I need to tell you something," and he's like, "Just go." And then she's like, "No, I need to," and he's like, "Go." And then when they roll up to their destination, she says, "Logan, I saw you die." And he says,
"I don't have time for this shit." Sorry, I don't have time for this shit. He's getting out.
It was just like, oh my god. It was very Logan.
The thing I love is it's just.
But then she was like, "No, you're gonna sit your ass down. You're gonna listen to me tell you about how you die." Right now.
I haven't seen these movies, but I'm seeing the Logan I've been like remembering he is, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
like I watched the first three and I was like, this is not how I remember Wolverine at all.
Yeah.
And then it's stuff like this where I'm like, that's Logan. You know what I mean?
That's him.
And I haven't seen these ones where he's acting like this.
So, I mean, it's probably just like the aura of Wolverine.
Yeah.
And you've read some of the comics, so maybe it's just the impression from those that he really resonates. And I think by this movie is when he really embraces the role, too.
Yeah.
Because this is his 5th movie. Because he wasn't in First Class. So.
Yeah, that sweet ass cameo, but that was it.
Yeah. So this is like really his 5th movie as the role. So this is like, I think it like locks in here.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think 3 he was really starting to get the hang of it. You know what I mean?
Origins backtracked him.
Yeah. They took him down a couple pegs. So they get to, I assume a hotel or like a suite or something.
Yeah, I think it's sweet.
He goes to leave and she's like, "You're in no condition to do this," and he's like, "I'll be fine."
Wait in the car.
Yeah, and then he
She's
goes.
like, "I'm not waiting in the car."
Yeah, she's like, "I'm not going in the fucking car."
Bitch, you thought.
goes up with him, and she's like, "Just think of me as your bodyguard."
Mm-hmm. It was cute. I liked that.
I also love that he let that be. He wasn't like, "I don't need a bodyguard." I like that it was just like, "All right, let's go."
They have a really good dynamic. Mm-hmm. She really holds her own against him. Like, cause she looked super familiar to me.
Yeah.
I think she just must have that face, even though she has a very distinguished, like, different looking face. But her IMDb, she was in like one episode of Game of Thrones as a side character.
That's probably where I know her from.
That's probably where you know her from for sure. But she wasn't really in like too much. I think her IMDb credits was like 13 movies or something.
Okay.
But she did a great job against
her a lot,
Hugh Jackman too.
Her character made me really miss Anna Paquin.
Anna Paquin.
Anna Paquin.
Sorry,
Logan.
Anna. Logan. Yeah,
just call me your bodyguard.
Him having a dynamic with like a younger, spunky girl is just fun.
Not maybe sexual relationship.
Yes. Not platonic, like friend buddy cop dynamic is good. Well, it could have been him and the bear.
Could have.
That's what could have been.
He was like waiting in the car, and the bear's like, "Oh."
It's like, fine, come with.
You're not my bodyguard.
You sound like Chewbacca. So they go up to the suite and they find Mariko's fiance
with 2 half-naked girls.
Oh my god, who would have thought?
So Logan record scratches, so everybody leaves. He gets in the guy's face and he's like, "You got 10 words to tell me why you would do this. If you don't like it, if I don't like what you say, you're going out that window." And he's like, "You have no idea what you've," or something, and then Logan slaps the shit out of him.
It was just one hit.
Yeah.
And it was so fast.
And he's like, "How many words is that?"
9.
You got
One word left. That I have that written down
Yeah,
too.
I like that a lot.
That's when I said Logan's one-liners are so good in this movie. Man, that's when you know, like, that's when you know it's a good script, man.
Yeah, and then his last word is Shingen. No, he starts saying something else. Then he goes English.
Yep.
And then he says Shingen.
And he throws his ass over that balcony,
right out the heckin' window.
right out the heckin' window.
And Yuriko says, "How'd you know there was a pool down there?" Logan says, "I didn't."
I thought that dude was DED dead.
Oh, I thought so too. I was like, "Oh boy."
I mean, he's definitely hella injured.
I think a fall from that high into water would still...
It would hurt.
Yeah.
A lot.
I was going to say more definitive things, but you're going to correct me and make me look stupid.
He definitely broke a lot of bones.
Yeah.
I don't think it would have killed him necessarily. It could have, depending on how he landed. So, like, if he landed, like, on his neck, it would have killed his ass.
Well, I mean, it would look more like a vanity pool, so I assume it's not, like, 8 feet deep.
It could be.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
No, it seems like it's a really rich area and lots of
Yeah,
extremely
but it was on
wealthy
somebody's
people.
balcony.
No, yeah. That's like a thing that people
Is
do.
it?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. Still could have severely hurt his ass / killed him.
Yeah.
Looks like he lived through it, unfortunately.
I like to think he's dead.
I think that's the thing we all like to think about.
My next line is ninjas, in parentheses, fucking ninjas, storm Shingen's place. But here's the thing. At that point, I was really into the ninjas.
Ninjas. Fucking ninjas.
So that was a fucking ninjas.
That's awesome. I appreciate that. So this is when
Dr. Poison comes up and then puts her little deuter inside his jaw.
What?
Poisons him and throws him in the water. Is that not in the...
That's not yet. No, it's not yet, though. They have, like, a whole... Shingen and Mariko have a whole conversation about, like, her place as a...
Oh, yeah.
He's like...
You're right.
Yeah, we have a little bit of time. And it's not the... So the... The Black Clan stormed the place. The fucking ninjas. And... Meanwhile, we see Shingen and Mariko in, like, his office talking, and I don't remember exactly how the conversation went, but basically he was like, he said genetics skip a generation, and my father thought they skipped me because he saw you and saw the world.
So I thought he was going to start talking about mutations there.
I did too.
And I was glad he didn't.
Yeah. That was good.
Good for them.
And then, and that's when he was like, girl, you dead, and then tried to take her out the door, and then ninjas. Yeah. Fucking ninjas.
Yeah, because he like opened the door and there was like 4 ninjas standing there, and he was like, he went and closed it. Went to another one. I'm assuming the same 4 ninjas are already over there.
Yeah. Well, he opened 4 different doors on all like corners of the room or something. Ninjas.
Everywhere.
Fucking ninjas.
It's just the same 4 fucking ninjas.
I was like, I knew it. I knew he was bad.
We see a bow boy. Rolls up. Dr. Poison also rolls up.
This is one of the moments when they were like raiding the place that I was like, did you need to flip like that? Was that necessary?
Yeah.
Well,
there was... There's also parts where they showed like the security guards just outside, and then the ninjas would like walk up to them and take them down.
Yeah.
And I was like, you could have seen him the entire time.
I mean, the like point is that they're like quiet and...
Well, he was like looking forward and then like approached from the front.
There were a few moments.
It wasn't like he was leaning against the wall like taking a piss and then like the ninja came up and strangled him. It was like looking at a bush and a ninja steps out of it and he's like, oh
my god. Who could have seen that?
What? Well, okay, so Dr. Poison stabs Shingen in the throat, poisons him, puts him in a puddle.
And did the bow boy take Mariko away at this point?
That's what's happening now.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Took him away.
Oh yeah, and Shingen's like, I'm gonna finish what that mutant like stopped you from doing that night. That's what they were leaving for. Is he's gonna go throw her off the cliff.
Yep.
Right off the heckin' cliff.
Yep. And that's when
and then
bow boy comes, takes Mariko. They're gonna go to
the secret mountain fortress.
Yeah, the secret mountain fortress. And then Viper Girl comes in and is like, well, you dead.
Yeah.
Get poisoned.
And she's like, poke, doop.
But he didn't die. Which surprised me
because... That's the other thing, too, that I don't understand about her character is, like, specifically that scene, she had no purpose. Because it's not like Shingen is like deformed later or doesn't have the left side of his body or something. He's just fine.
He just puts on a samurai outfit and attacks Logan.
Yeah.
So why did that even happen?
Yeah. So
And why didn't she kill him?
I don't know. Who's to say?
She smooched that random dude on the street and killed his ass, but not this guy.
She killed him dead.
Okay.
Yeah. So Logan and Yuriko appear.
Yukio.
Why do I keep saying Yuriko?
Because Mariko.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Mm-hmm. You're combining their names.
Smart. Yukio and Logan roll up. They find like,
and they're like, where are the guards?
Yeah, because Logan's
they're
like, I was gonna kill some people. They go to the hospital room. There's that Secret Mountain Fortress picture. But now it says "Come and get her" in blood. I'm assuming Shingen's, but who's to say?
And then Logan sees the empty jars with no bugs in them.
Yeah,
and is like, they must be inside of me.
Yeah.
That's the only.
I did like that he didn't just cut into himself. I like that they use like the X-ray to be like, oh yeah, I know that is what's going on. I thought that was cool.
No, that was smart. And then he's like, all right, I gotta go in. Oh, and before this, she told us how he died.
Yeah, he died holding his heart. Your heart wasn't beating. Something like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your heart wasn't beating. And then she's like, Logan, don't do this. You
die in a room like this.
Yeah.
So until she said you die in a room like this, I was like, I hope we see him die in Logan and it's something metaphorical like that.
That would be cool.
Like I thought that's what that was building to. But then she's like, you die in a room just like this. And I'm like, so probably not.
Probably not. But
did she say that in your cut?
Yeah, she did.
Okay.
So that'd be cool. I'm going to look out for that in Logan just in case.
I also don't know if he dies in Logan. So I
think he does.
Does he?
I think so.
Spoiler alert. Sorry, listeners that haven't seen that yet and are watching this with us 1 week at a time.
Sorry.
Building up to the release of Dark Phoenix.
I'm sure many of them are. And I've ruined it all for them.
Yeah, we're not even going to watch it.
Unsubscribe.
Oh, now I only have like 10 subscribers.
So he cuts his chest open.
Yeah.
And
reaches on in. Yeah.
And that was pretty horrifying.
Yeah. I like that scene though. And then Shingen comes in and Yukio pulls out her pulls out her sword and they have a little samurai battle. And then they kick the X-ray thing away and then he can't see inside of himself anymore. So
but he still gets it.
Yeah.
So they have a sweet ass battle. I liked this fight. Their fight was good.
Yeah.
And built up enough because like they had the tension between them.
Yeah, the little China doll thing, and then every once in a while they give each other that look, man.
Look.
If it was you, me, and a couple of swords, this whole thing would be done with by now. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about. You and I both had this look.
For sure. Daily, really.
Yeah.
Even when we're not with each other.
Yeah, we just
into the distance.
We look up at the moon knowing the other person's looking up at the same moon.
And we're both seeking vengeance upon each other.
Both trying to
and their houses.
seek vengeance for the damage that we've done to each other's households.
We're on the same page, Phil.
Yeah.
It's important.
Yeah. That's why we have to
foundation. The building blocks. When we record these. The building blocks of a good friendship.
Is knowing who needs venged.
Logan. Oh. At one point he's like, oh, so he like takes your daughter or your sister and sleeps with her and now you want him? How did he even know they like slept together?
Oh, he assumed. You saw his arms.
That's true. Who wouldn't?
Yeah, I mean, you go away to a...
Feels like I would.
I would. If I was at a beach house with Hugh Jackman, we come in and it was just raining.
Clothes are soaking wet. You take off your clothes and put on robes. And of course, Hugh Jackman doesn't...
Tie his because he's
can't tie his, so you have to show him how it's done.
You know what I mean? You tie on his robe, you sneak a peek, and you're like, I could do that.
And then he's like, and then you take it right back off of him.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, you know, this whole thing was ruined. Let's start from the beginning.
But then you don't even put it back on.
Yeah.
Wow. Are you fantasizing, Phil?
Then you let him slip into something more comfortable, you know what
I mean? So Logan dies.
Oh, yeah. Yes, he does.
He flatlines again.
Again.
So I hope we get a heart monitor in Logan.
Yeah.
As well. So that in all three of the movies, he flatlines in all of them. Consistency, you know?
Yeah.
Callback.
So my note is fucking love everything here. Next note. He's back, baby.
Yeah, he heals up. He's all good. Wakes up and is like, I gotta go beat this guy's ass.
Yeah, they have a little fight. And then he gets him to a point where he could kill him, and he says, you tried to kill your daughter.
Live with that.
Live with that. Starts
that was
walking
good.
away. Yeah.
And then I feel like that would have been a good moment to end on.
Yeah.
Because it also showed Logan's growth where it's like, I don't have to kill this guy.
Yeah.
I'm just going to leave him. Live it as a choices.
Specifically, exactly this next moment is where I stopped liking the movie.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So Logan starts walking away. Shingen runs up, stabs through him with both swords. Wolverine spins around, pulls one of them, throws it away, pulls out the other one, and like flicks. I don't remember what he does with it, but he walks like into Shingen all like menacingly, and Shingen's like, "What kind of monster are you?" And then he goes, "The Wolverine," and then stabs him in the throat.
Yep.
And I was like, "So we're back at this then?"
Right? It was like character regression.
Yeah, and it was honestly downhill from here.
Yeah.
Like up until this point, I was really vibing with this movie, and I was like, "This is an easy number one."
Yeah.
And then exactly right there, I was like, "That's a big hit."
Yeah.
And then it did not come back from it.
Mm-hmm. It's really unfortunate.
Yeah.
Because I really did like this movie.
Mm-hmm.
First two acts were fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And bloop.
Yep.
Bloop.
And then Logan goes to spring the trap. Because Yuriko's like, it's a trap. With the whole come and get her thing.
And Logan's like, cool.
He's like, yeah.
Can't wait.
He's like, I'm feeling cute today. I'm going to go spring a trap.
Mm-hmm. And then I think, so we flash to the fortress after this.
Yeah, the secret mountain base fortress.
Mariko gets there. There's a giant samurai mech that we see.
Yep, there's a giant Metal Gear in the corner.
Yep. It's pretty Metal Gear Solid, honestly.
Yeah, it is pretty
It's a
solid.
solid Metal Gear.
Yeah.
And every scene is so, because the Viper woman like
Puts her to sleep. And then gives the other guy a vial of poison and is like, here, use this.
And then the next scene she just wakes up and they talk again in the same room. And I'm like, actually it might not be the same room, but
It's
like
a upstairs
they
room.
they could have just, the scene could have been cut and they could have just taken her immediately to that room and had that exact discussion. There was no reason
I don't
for
remember what the
that.
discussion they have. But yeah, she gives...
I don't either.
Hanada is the bow guy's name.
Oh.
Yeah, because I wrote down Viper gives Hanada some poison.
Hanada. Is it D-A or T-A?
D-A?
Hanada. I see.
And then I wrote down... This one is less enthused, but I wrote Wolverine and Yuriko. Because I didn't know. Yukio versus fucking ninjas.
Versus fucking ninjas.
But this one was more like fucking ninjas.
Yeah. And it was like...
Because this is where I started to notice what you're talking about with like the like unnecessary flips and shit.
Yeah. They were like, oh, and then Hanada... What does he say to him? He's like, you're not gonna... Their like a little intro to their fight was pretty cool. I liked the like dialogue between them, I think. I just can't remember what it was.
I also can't.
All right. Well, I guess not that good.
Yep.
So... Why do we do that in like every review?
Honestly, I'm excited to see if that's a staple or just this series.
Probably just this series. Any bad movie, really.
Yeah.
This wasn't a bad movie. It's just a bad act.
Also, leave a comment if you have a movie series that you'd like us to review.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We'll have a poll. We'll create a poll on our Twitter. A poll.
Poll. Also, keep in mind that we are going to be trying to get Eric and Morgan in on this. So, if you like their personalities in any of our gameplay videos, think about stuff that you might like to see us talk about.
With them.
Ooh.
So, back to Wolverine.
Huh? Oh, we're still on this.
Yeah.
Okay.
All of these arrows... I liked the part of them like shooting arrows at him and him running away from them in the beginning. Mm-hmm. The like lines where he would like cut them off and like take the arrows, but they were like, and then it was too many for him to overcome. But then
that was at the end of this fight scene.
What?
That's the end of the fight scene.
I know.
Okay.
But that happened like all throughout also.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
I didn't notice that.
Well, not all throughout, but like.
I thought it was just like normal arrows up until that point.
No, they were like strings attached to them and stuff that he was like cutting off. But then eventually they overwhelmed him. And then at the end of the fight scene, he was just like locked in place basically, which was I wasn't a huge fan of that imagery.
It was fine.
But yeah.
That was another Sorry, I said earlier there was 2 or 3 scenes. That was the third scene where I was like, I feel like I didn't get the imagery they were going for there, or it was one of those like, oh, look at it, and they're like, yeah,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No,
that was one of those
you.
where I was like, I don't quite see it.
That's definitely. I agree with you more on that one. Like, it didn't hit me where it wanted to. It was like, oh, that's so cool, and it was like, it was right.
Yeah.
It was okay.
Yeah.
And then, does Logan get knocked out? Is that what happens?
Yeah, but he gets up again.
But when he gets up again, we see him imprisoned, and there's the mech suit next to him, the samurai mech suit, and we find out it's an adamantium samurai mech suit.
Yes, obviously.
So even cooler. Sweet, dude.
Adamantium gear, huh?
And then we get Viper villain monologuing.
Yeah.
And this is just where everything really goes to shit.
I wrote, Poison Girl is still around.
Yeah, and then that's why I was like, I hate that we know jack shit about Viper.
Yeah.
We don't care about her at all.
And then Arrow Boy shoots Viper?
That's a little bit after.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, because... Yeah, so they're like...
Oh, yeah, because their fight scene
She's
starts.
taunting him. He gets his claws out. And then she's like, oh, good, there's the claws. And then it locks
them,
on.
I guess.
And then they're locked out.
Yeah.
Because that's something that you can do. And then what do? Do they like...
I don't remember how he breaks out. Oh, that's what it was. So the thing heats up the sword and goes to slash down. And then Mariko jumps in front of it, which causes the thing to like slash to the side, which cuts the machine in half.
That's right. And that's when the moment I was like, that's the grandpa. Oh, actually, I thought about that before this, but then she jumped in front and I was like, well, the reason he didn't hit her is because that's her grandpa.
Yeah.
Knew it.
I didn't catch that. And I found out it was a grandpa at the time the movie like made the reveal, and I did not care. Not even like I didn't see that coming. I was just like, all right.
I had a feeling when they first showed the mech suit, I was like, is her grandpa in that?
I think I didn't care enough the first time I saw it. You know what I mean? Because they did show it earlier. I think it was when the poison was given to...
I have a question.
What up?
Why did Logan see the mech suit in like his hallucination dream?
No idea. Was it the mech suit or just like a samurai?
No, he saw like the samurai mech suit.
This mech suit? Okay.
How did he... Was it there?
Maybe he also has Yukio powers.
I'm so confused. I don't get how we saw that at all. So there's some strikes against this movie for sure.
Well, you know what? That is what made me think the Jean Grey stuff was like dreams. I wonder if that's more evidence for like the psychic imprint thing. It's because she was like, worry about this. You know what I mean?
That's true.
I don't know.
And then I said Viper was a bad villain.
Let us know in the comments.
When she like fell down the thing. And I said, this whole ending is not very good. Oh, and then they sliced his claws off.
Yeah.
That was brutal.
Yeah, when the first one got cut off, I was like, ooh, boy!
I know, I was like, oh god!
Yeah, that part, I was like, ah!
That almost bothered me more than like someone's limb getting cut off. I don't know why, but like...
Well, it's because you know it's bone.
Yeah.
Like, if
but then when, later he just has more bone that goes
well, because it regrows.
Oh, you're right. The bone regrows, but not...
Yeah.
Oh. I see.
Yes.
So then, so we thought that Viper Girl died.
Yep.
But she's alive.
Yep.
And she, she's
at some point Yukio starts coming back to help.
Well, the Viper Girl's molting first. She's
I didn't like that at
going
all.
through her time of the season.
I did not care at all about that whole thing.
I was like, why is she ripping her skin off?
Yeah.
What? Yes, I understand she's supposed to be like a snake.
Well,
but...
the thing was they weren't like, oh, I'm like a snake. She was like, my mutant power is being immune to poisons.
Yep. Then she also has the tongue and like the spitting.
But yeah, I don't know.
It's a bad villain. It's a bad character. No like. So then we gotta have the Yukio versus Viper fight for no reason.
Yeah. Real short.
We gotta have the girl versus girl fight again. Why not? I really hated that.
It's real short, isn't it? Did you just like wrap a cord around her and then just...
No, it's a little bit longer.
Is it longer? Okay.
They do that and then she's like losing. And then eventually she's like, this is not how I die or something. No, did she say that? Maybe not.
I don't think so.
Or maybe she sees how Viper dies and is like, all right, this is what I gotta do.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I think they say something like that. So she gets, oh, that was brutal, actually. Because the cord, like brings her up.
Yeah, and then something comes down and, like, hits her. Yeah.
And I was like, ooh!
Yeah.
Ooh! And then Logan got his other ones chopped off after that.
Yes. And then I wrote, did I miss what the fuck is with the Mecha Samurai? Kind of.
Yeah.
Was the next note. Because that's when they revealed as the grandpa.
I said, yee, I knew it. Yee.
Yee. Mariko saves him, throws the claws at the grandpa.
Well, yeah, there's a whole big, like, monologue with the grandpa. He, like, sucks out. So the claws are cut off. And he gets his little diddlers in, like, the center of the claws.
That feed me out so hard.
Yeah, and then he sucks out the power of healing, I guess.
Because everybody knows the regeneration and mutant gene is inside the bone marrow.
Yeah, obviously. And then I really liked the look that they gave Logan and I can't remember the grandpa's name.
Yoshida?
Well, that's his surname, but Yashida. Okay. Yashida Oji-san. That means grandpa in Japanese, just so you know.
Thank you.
You're welcome. They like gave him like really big pupils, both of them, and they were like kind of like grayed out a little bit. I really liked the look of that.
Yeah.
And then Logan was getting like yellow in his eyes. It was like skeeving me out.
Yeah.
But he was monologuing and was like, I have to protect my legacy. What is a legacy?
Yeah.
And then he's talking about planting seeds in a
garden. Planting seeds in a garden you never get to see.
Did he write some notes at the beginning of a song? No. We're not doing this. I want to do this, but we're not doing this. So he's like in the middle of monologuing, and here it goes, brain stab.
Bop.
Bop.
Woo.
And then he's like, Mariko, and then I'm your grandpa.
She's like, you are not my granddad.
Bury my granddaddy.
Why did we both kill ourselves?
Double stab.
Pop. I do, so after they help Logan up, he goes, you alright? And then collapses.
Well, they keep Logan's writing, like, really good.
But see, that's the thing, is that point onward, I enjoyed the rest of the movie. Like, I liked the way it wrapped up.
It was just, like, silly. It felt silly.
Well, it was... I don't know how to describe it, because
it's, like, cartoony.
Kind of, but, like, not enough...
But not good cartoon.
But it was the kind, because like if you make like a campy comic book fight in a campy comic book movie, like the first Spider-Man movies, it's fine. Mm-hmm. But when you're like, ooh, let's have him fight a bunch of ninjas, and it's like, but that's not what we've been doing this entire time.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That's when it gets kind of iffy for me.
I think that's when they sacrificed the story for more weird action sequences. Yeah. Whereas they were doing a phenomenal job of like character building, relationship building, story building intertwined. Yeah. And then they're just like, ninjas, woo!
Yeah.
Disappointing. So, and that's when we get the final Jean Grey flashback scene, or like dream sequence scene. Because she's like, come with me, Logan. Like, I'm here. And he's like, I can't.
So you're finally here. And then Logan's like, oh, but I forgot my wallet, so I gotta go back to the car.
Yeah.
He's like, I met this new girl. He totally Titanic's Jean here.
What?
Let me elaborate. So,
what the fuck do you mean?
Kate in Titanic. Is it Kate?
Kate Winslet?
Rose in Titanic.
Kate Winslet.
She's like engaged to this guy, right?
Yeah, Cal.
Meets this poor guy.
Cal.
Falls in love with him over the course of like a half day. Mm-hmm. Right? Gives him the old X1 through 3 treatment because they fall in love. And then they do it in the back of a car. Uh-huh. Then, she gets painted like one of his French girls.
Yeah.
It's nice. Boat crashes. Less nice. He dies. She doesn't. Mm-hmm. It happens. Yeah. We've all been there. Then she moves on, finds a guy, marries him, has kids. Whole happy life. At least 70 more years of life with this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she goes to heaven and goes with fucking DiCaprio.
Well, it is Leonardo DiCaprio, so.
I mean, still.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? Because he died first. So she gets to heaven. He's like, baby, I'm here. And she goes, ooh, but.
When I watched this movie, when I was like, 7 or something, I was like, what about the other guy?
What about other guy?
No, that's fair. So, but he doesn't go with the dead girl that...
No, he doesn't go with the love of his life.
Is Mariko Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because he loved Jean, as we saw in the first 3 X-Men movies. Although, will they, won't they stuff.
I feel more... There's a better development between them, and I feel like Jean Grey is Leonardo DiCaprio.
Specifically for what the movie was going for.
Fine.
Mariko is the DiCaprio in the situation.
All right, but also, Jean Grey dead AF. Mariko alive AF.
Yes.
AF. But then he doesn't actually choose her. He chooses... So really, I guess...
Because he's like, I found something else to live for, and pieces out on death.
But I guess what they're doing with this is that he didn't necessarily find Mariko to live for. He finds, like, purpose in helping people. Because he doesn't stay with Mariko.
Sure.
He goes with Yukio to... We don't know.
That's fair.
So I guess... I don't... In the Titanic scenario,
what I'm trying to say is I don't like the Titanic, and everybody says it's a good movie.
I fucking love Titanic. I'm not saying it's a good movie.
I love that movie. I can't get past the fact that she has so many medical bills, and they talk about how priceless this diamond is, and she sends dozens of film documentary crews on these wild goose chases, and right before she dies, she plucks it off and tosses it into the ocean.
No, she's a bitch. She's a
I hate Rose.
A stone cold bitch. But it's Kate Winslet, so I love her.
It's funny how it's cold in the iceberg that's like the Titanic. You know what I'm saying?
You really fought hard for that, and I'm gonna give you some appreciation for that.
Thank you. Oh, stop.
Yes, you're welcome.
Oh, stop.
So we flash forward. He rejects Jean. She's like, "Come with me." He's like,
gives her the old turn and push.
But you could, and he's like, "But I don't want to." And she's like, "Whoa." Yeah. And then she like walks away, and he's like, "But I love you." And she's like.
And she's like, really check your phone. He pulls out his phone. Facebook notification. Jean Grey has changed relationship status to it's complicated.
Oh.
Is that still a thing?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I don't know.
Let us know in the comments. Let Taylor know. I know.
So we like do a whiteout, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And then
we do a star transition wipe.
And we see like the TV is playing, Mariko taking over the company. They're like, oh, big tech tycoon passes on down the family line. And then we're on a airport terminal.
With a private jet thing.
What's the word? Tarmac? No.
I think you're right with tarmac.
Is it? Cool.
I've heard the word before in relation to airplanes.
The tarmac.
They're in a baggage claim. Runway?
Runway. Oh, it's not. I think it's the tarmac.
Sure.
Let us know in the comments. And then
I hope the comment section is one guy who's answered each of these. He's like, you guys should do Star Wars. You can still say it to it's complicated. It's tarmac. I'm a sticky every last one of those bitches too.
I'm gonna create a private like YouTube account and be that guy.
Gonna use your fucking Snapchat mail filter.
Yes.
Like, who's this dashing boy?
So they're on the terminal.
Yo, legit sidestep real fast.
Okay.
Your Snapchat with the guy filter on, super cute.
Hot dude.
Yeah.
I know.
I've been saying it for years.
He has been. That's true.
Yeah. Did you see the picture Morgan took of me with the girl one on?
No, I didn't.
I'll have to send that to you.
All right. We'll post these on our Twitter.
Not on Twitter bits.
Like who... reply if who's the best, who's the cutest, alternate gender.
Best.
So Yukio and Mariko have a moment. It's cute. I don't remember exactly what is said between them.
They're like, bye, sister, and she's like, see ya. And then it's like, sister, never knew how much I missed you. Something family tree.
Sister,
Yeah.
Never knew how much I missed you. Now everybody knows. Da-da-da. I can't remember the lyrics. Can we watch Sister? Can that be our next one?
Welcome back to Sister in Review. This is Phil.
This is Tia.
That's fine. I want to be tomorrow anyway.
So they have a cute exchange.
Did you know the dad from Sister
Oh
is Mike Hanlon from the It miniseries?
No, I didn't.
Cool. It's true. I'll let you know in the comments.
So Yukio goes up on starts to go up the plane. Logan and what?
I forgot we were doing something.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry. Go on.
Logan and Mariko have a moment, and she's like, "Can you stay?" And he's like,
I could, but I'm not gonna.
"See, I got this dream girl in heaven who I'm still kind of into, but
I got this main side piece upstairs. You know what I mean?
You're my side piece. She's
You're my
main
DiCaprio."
She says, will I expect to see you? Will you come visit me? And he's like, IDK.
And he's like,
maybe, KK, here's my Snapchat.
Yeah. He's like,
snap it me later.
Tell you what, follow my stories and,
we'll see where we can go from there.
Yeah.
She gets on the plane. Basically they're just like, where are we going?
Yeah.
And he's like, up. And she's like, and then where? And he's like, I don't know. We'll figure it out. She's like, oh, exciting.
She's like, you don't know or you don't care.
You don't know or you don't care. What did he say? Both.
Pick one.
Pick one.
I saved your life. No, you didn't. Do you want to watch X-Men 1 again?
Can we just watch the Rogan?
Do you want to watch the Rogan Wolverine supercut of the first 3 movies?
Yes. Yes, I do. I want to link us in the comments if that exists on YouTube already.
Do a Google search for us. Let us know in the comments.
So they look at each other and they look away and they look forward.
Yeah, and they stand up and do a little handshake.
Yeah, we get a blackout.
Yeah, I like that Logan is still doing his plane his clutching on the plane seats.
Mm-hmm. So credits. Whoa, cool movie.
So I remember when this movie came out. I remember reading about an after credit scene where he opens the case and there's his brown and yellow Wolverine armor in there. But that was not in my cut.
I did not have that either.
Perhaps
Phil's
it's wrong,
in the next movie.
Or that's in a different movie.
Perhaps it's in Days of Future Past. That's next, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes?
Well, is it that and then...
I think it's that and then Deadpool.
And then Apocalypse?
Yes.
And then...
Deadpool Dolce.
Did Deadpool 2 come out before Logan?
Oh, Logan's in there somewhere.
Yeah, I think Logan comes before Deadpool 2.
I believe Days of Future Past is next.
Yes, I think so, at least. No, it is, because Days of Future Past is 2014. Deadpool is 2016.
That sounds right.
Mm-hmm. So, credits.
I'm realizing there's a specific girlfriend I can think of for each movie that came out to put a timeline together of when they...
Wow, brag about your many relationship exploits, Phil.
It's only 3 girls, but but they each like different X-Men movies.
Cool, dude.
Yeah.
So, end of the movie, nothing's coming next, right? Except, wait, whoa.
Airport security, TSA time.
And that's when
Logan's walking up. He has a full bottle of water. You gotta either drink it or throw it away.
He's got some lotion. It just goes over the requirements of the 12 ounces.
You gotta drink it or throw it
away. He's like, it's gonna beep, so just let me through. Or opt out for the pat down.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, cool. And we're like,
can you do that? I feel like that's a security risk.
Yeah, probably.
I feel like someone being like, no, just pat me down. I feel like that person would get
a red flag immediately.
Flagged for randomly selected.
Absolutely. And then we see some metal stuff floating everywhere.
Yeah, he's like,
for a second, I didn't think about Magneto at all. I was just like, what is happening? What is going on here? So, Logan turns around and he's like, smash.
Yeah.
And then Maggie's like, bitch, you forgot. I have complete control over you.
He's like, does that metal run all the way through your gorgeous body? I'm trying to merge both and it doesn't work.
Body.
I was trying to do both McKellen and Scottish and it didn't work.
I love how we did Scottish the whole first class, but it's Irish. He's Irish.
He was doing Scottish. That's not my fault.
I don't think he was doing. I think he was doing a combination of like 5 different things. Personally.
Well, then so we're.
But. Okay.
Okay, so. So then Logan's like, "Yo, what do you want?" Magneto's like, "There's a war coming. Some bad dude making
exactly the same shit as
like
the first one.
He's like some dude made a bad thing that's coming for the Mutantos.
It's gonna kill us all.
Gonna kill us all.
It's gonna kill us all.
They're gonna kill us right in the mutants." I have something to mention about this scene in a second, but Logan says, "Why should I trust you?" And he goes, "You won't.
You won't.
But perhaps," or something, and then he turns around.
Oh well, he notices that everything's frozen. Mm-hmm. And so that's when he turns around.
Yeah. And then
you hear the wheels are squeaking.
Squeak, squeak, squeak. Xavier rolls out. Does a really good job weaving through people.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, if he waited like a second longer to freeze people, that would have sucked because so many people have been in his way.
It's true.
And Logan's like, "How?" And he says, "I told you once, you're not the only one with gifts."
It doesn't tell us shit.
That's not the X-Men theme. That's just what I went with.
That's Star Wars, for sure. Same thing, right?
Yeah. And then Chewbacca doesn't get the medal. So yeah, that's the Wolverine.
That was 2 years later also, that post-credits scene.
Was it?
Yes.
I missed that part. Okay. So on the TV, there was a thing where it was like Trask solving tomorrow's problems today or whatever.
Trask.
That
sounds familiar.
1, that's the security officer, and 3, remember where I said that's an Easter egg for the person from the Days of Future Past comic?
Nope.
Cool.
I was paying attention.
I know. Because you're like, yeah. And I was like, no,
oh,
but
ship?
did you pay attention? You're like, oh, yeah. No way. It's like, yeah, no, I think he's going to come back. And you're like, that's crazy.
Oh, whoa, how cool. And I was like filing my nails and shit too. Yeah. Painting them also.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, filing them. Anyways, that's that guy. And then I think he's related to Days of Future Past. I think he makes the Sentinels. Ooh, which is a big part of...
I don't know what the Sentinels are.
Then you should have watched the pilot episode to X-Men the Animated Series.
You're probably right. But I didn't. I really also appreciated what First Class did for Magneto and X's relationship.
Oh yeah, it made them being back together super...
Yeah, it made me really happy because I was like, how First Class ended with them, the beginning of their like...
division.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To them like rekindling it. Oh, I love like the lineup of the movies worked out really nicely with that.
Yeah.
I liked that a lot.
Yeah, no, it's funny because this like new era of X-Men movies that we're in now, I'm appreciating. I feel like they're still each 20 minutes too long though.
Yeah. There were definitely, I mean, if they cut out Viper entirely, it would have been perfect. Yeah. No, not perfect, but
perfect enough.
Pretty damn good.
Here's the thing, right up until that like Wolverine name drop, I was like, this is my number one.
Yeah. No, I was like, sure. I'm thoroughly enjoying this. I don't see how this could be. Oh, no.
The middle bit was incredible. Like the rising action before the funeral scene, I was really into. There was those couple scenes we were talking about, but other than that, I was really into it. And then funeral scene onward, I was like, this is real good.
No, the exposition buildup, I think, was one of the best of every movie we've watched. Easily.
For sure.
It was, the whole movie was like interesting, different, and it like captured my attention for sure. And the third act, I was just like, oh, this is not good.
Roll downhill real fast.
Yep. Side note, Hugh Jackman was 44 in this role.
Yikes. That's impressive.
I don't think Hugh Jackman ages either.
No. Huh.
Yeah.
Yike-a-roonies.
He's a beefy boy.
So.
What's your rating, Phil?
My rating on like a scale of 1 to 5?
I don't know. We change it every time. Did we even do one last time?
No.
I don't think so.
Last time I was like a 4.
4 out of...
Let's see. So, let's see. Have we done one since 3?
So Origins, we were like, I can't even rate this. And I was like, maybe a 1 or 2. And you were like, I can't even rate it.
Yeah.
I don't think we did one for First Class.
Okay. So First Class on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give First Class like an 8.
Okay.
It seems high, but like I don't want to keep giving everything 7s.
Well, so I'm trying to we give everything. Did we give X2 a 7?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't like rating them necessarily because like they're so close in certain aspects.
Because here's the thing. I keep coming back to rewatchability as far as ranking these together. Just because at the end of the day, like for example, the Die Hard series. The reason why
the one we're watching right now.
Yeah. The reason why I love the first one is because I can put that on and watch it. It's great. You know what I mean? I don't feel the same way. I don't. Do you know what I mean? I don't feel the same way about 2, 4, and 5. You know what I mean? Still,
I do. I know what you mean.
2/3 of those are still good movies, but they're just not like the higher caliber I wanted from Die Hard 1 and 3. Or sorry, Die Hard and Die Hard with a Vengeance.
I don't remember the Die Hard movies. Honestly, it's been so long.
Go one episode without hurting me.
Will that be after Kevin Bacon? I've seen all of them. I just don't remember them.
All right. Anyways, so rewatchability matters a lot more for me than like each one was good. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's watchability on top of like structure.
Yeah, and like that's why I put Last Stand above X-Men 1, is because like at the end of it, they both were structured about the same as far as like, here's a bunch of characters. I'm not going to introduce them, but pretend like you know who they are. They'll have very one-dimensional attitudes. That way you can relate with which one you want to relate with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot of that, but Last Stand was more flashy. I like that one a little bit better to watch. And between the two, I'd rewatch that one again.
Yeah, I guess we did like.
However,
between the first and the third one, we had a hard time deciding which one was going which, and we said X3 was just easier to watch.
Yeah,
or better to watch rather.
Yeah,
that's fair. Yeah, we do. Yeah,
but like X2, even though it's not the most like rewatchable because it is a bit long.
Yeah.
Is
that the one where I was like, I feel the length?
Yeah. The structure and pacing of it, I thought was pretty good. You know what I mean? So that's why that one's above it. First Class, I think, is just the best one we've had so far.
Yeah.
Origins was in there somewhere, but we don't talk about it.
No, it's in the dirt.
And
it's 6 feet under the ground below.
Yeah.
I know where I'm putting this movie. I'm putting it.
But
No?
You gotta do the best part. Hold on, Taylor gets to do it this time.
All right. The X-Men movies, the definitive list of X-Men movies that have been scientifically proven and are indisputable fact so far are...
True fact.
Number 1, X-Men First Class. Number 2, X2, United, X-Men Boogaloo.
Perfect.
Number 3, X-Men The Last Stand. Number 4, X-Men 1. Number 5, X-Men Origins Wolverine. I would put this as a number 2.
I agree.
Up
until that last act started, I would have put this at number 1 easily.
Yeah.
And like I was saying with rewatchability, I have no desire to watch this again because of that last scene. And I don't want to rewatch a movie that I don't want to see the ending of.
I would rewatch it. Unfortunately, I probably would check out.
That's the thing. Is like I know there's that bit where I'm not going to watch it because like First Class, well, it was long. It was a general rise. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I would watch that whole thing for sure. But I enjoyed the beginning. I enjoyed most of this movie enough to where I would rewatch it again, I think.
See, I wouldn't not look forward to it. You know what I mean? If someone's like, let's watch all the X-Men, I'd be like, all right, well, starting at First Class, I'm in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Including this one, I'd be excited to watch this one again. But like right now, if I were to go put it on again, I'd be like, no, because I'm going to want to check out an hour and a half in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, I don't know. It is a solid number 2. It is definitely better than the rest that we've seen, except for First Class, I would say.
I wish I could remember more of X2 because it's a little hazy in my memory.
I mean, it was only a month ago that we watched it.
I know. Only a month. In the middle of a bunch of other X-Men movies.
It's funny because since we started doing this, I I have been watching exactly one movie a week.
Yeah.
Because I used to just put something on in the background and go at it. But like I have to like sit down and watch these, so it's really reduced my amount of movies I can watch per week. And movies I'd put on the background, I would be able to, because, you know, you'd be like, Phil, what'd you this week? And I'd talk about 18 movies that I saw. And you're like, Phil, that doesn't make sense. There's not enough hours in the day. And I was like, you're telling me. And
if only I slept.
Then I'd pass out. But then I'd be able to tell you about all of them and, like, you know, make random funny quips about movies that I had half seen. These ones, like, I can't remember a lot of the X-Men one.
Yeah, I know.
And I don't know if that's my new lifestyle or if that's, like... the movies.
Well, I think that we end up like putting a lot on ourselves to like diagnose these movies essentially and dissect them and everything. So, and then we have to get ready for the next one. Yeah. And it's a little bit difficult to filter everything while comparing everything. Sure. And keeping retaining all of this information as well. Mm-hmm. Especially when we're so fucking busy.
We struggle, but it's for the fans.
Which is why I sometimes read reviews of the older movies we've watched already.
Just to refresh
them. Mm-hmm. Which I totally wish I had done for X2 before this one. Yeah. Because then I'd want to make sure to compare X2 and Wolverine a little bit more. Because I think those are the ones that are a little bit closer in my head. Just because of the third act. Whereas X2, I feel like, didn't have that. No. Weakness.
See, the thing was the general length of X2 was much more felt. I didn't start checking the time left. See, I was aware of how long X2 was, and I was aware of how much time was left because I had to pause to go to the bathroom, which normally we don't do during the movies. Because I ain't no quitter. Papa ain't raised no quitter, Taylor. But this one, like, during the ninja fight, I was like, how much longer is this movie? Yeah. And then I looked and I was like, poof.
Not that much longer.
No, but it was enough where I was like, I am no longer enjoying this, and there's still a half hour left. Yeah, like that was just one of those moments where I was like.
Whereas X2 was like half the movie was left for you, I think.
But it was getting into the third act where I was like, oh, let's do this. So.
Yeah. X2 was. So yeah, while Wolverine had the third act as very weak. I felt that there was a weakness all throughout X2.
Yeah, and I felt it's harder to put your finger on in X2.
And there's all of those movies in the trilogy felt that way. Yeah. And that's the same issue that I said First Class fixed, was the writing was just superbly better. Yeah. Supremely better.
Because in First Class too, we said this one was still too long, but we wouldn't know what we would want to cut.
Yeah. And I would say that the writing in the Wolverine overall is also significantly better. Even in the third act, the writing was still pretty good.
Yeah,
it's just the plot points themselves were issues I had.
And nobody lost their characterizations mid.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which was nice. That was refreshing.
Yeah. No, I would put this movie above X2.
It is decided. So now I gotta say.
All right, so
the new rankings.
Now the new rankings of the definitive list of X-Men movies that have been scientifically proven and are indisputable fact are number 1, X-Men First Class. Number 2,
First Class,
The Wolverine.
Oh.
Number 3, X2 United Boogaloo. Number 4, X-Men The Last Stand. Number 5, X-Men 1. And number 6, X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Wait, no, we got to put Wolverine at number 3.
Why? Wait. What?
We gotta put Wolverine at number 3.
Why?
Because otherwise, before it was coming in at number 2 was X-Men 2, X2, X-Men United Electric Boogaloo. Now it's coming in number 3. It's X2. I don't know.
You're right. X2 has to be number 2 the whole time now.
Yeah.
Woof. That means X2 is gonna be better than Logan. That means First Class is our number 1 movie, Phil. This whole list.
You heard it here, folks. I guess we can bump it down now. I guess it's rip off the Band-Aid time.
All right.
We did it.
We did
it.
Next week, Days of Future Past.
Days of Future Past.
What have we heard about this movie? Anything?
It is Phil. But this is the one that I said I think it is the best, but I don't know that it is good. Was the way I worded it on our first episode.
What an interesting way to put that. I can't wait to watch it.
Hold on. With how these movies have been so far, are you surprised? I had not seen First Class or Wolverine. First Class. Now you got me
First
doing
class. You two were first classed.
You too.
You two. You mute. Thank you for joining us here at Homebrew at the Movies. This was Taylor.
This was Phil.
And if you enjoyed it, please go ahead and like this video. If you want to say something about it, comment. Please hit subscribe if you'd like to see more. And if you want to make sure you're aware when we update, ring that bell.
Oh, ring a ding ding, that little bell.
Ring a ding ding. Scrub a dub rub.
Ring a ding. Scrub that bell.
You can follow us at Twitter at Home Brew Gaming. I am at Later Tater.
I'm at the real Philbo.
Please join us next time when we watch Days of Future Past.
Woo!
Deuces.
Peace out.